Is the first practice especially important to set a tone in some way?
It is. I think we did a good job last week at just making sure these guys understood what we expected, bringing them out here and at least try to do a little bit of walkthrough to say, hey, this is where we're going to go in every situation, every drill, just so they knew. We wanted them to have an expectation of what it was going to be like when they walked in the door there. I don't know what it's been like for them in the past, but the reality is it doesn't matter. And, we wanted to make sure we did this the right way.
Is it too early to set an identity?
No, it's never too early. I think the big thing for us is we've been talking about, hey, who do we want to be and what's the culture of the program going to be? And the reality is it's not what you sit up there and put on the wall or what you talk about, what you preach. The reality is we told them it's what you promote, what you permit, and then ultimately what you put on film. And this is the first day where we could legitimately start to show the culture of the things that we want to be able to do from what they've learned in the weight room, from what they learned in those early morning situations to now be able to put on the football field.
How did you think they responded to that today?
I thought they did a great job. I mean, again, it's the first day. The reality is if you don't have great energy and great emotion, then you got a long way to go. But the reality is they understood what it was about. And, to see them come out here, to remember what the expectation was like, to see how they kind of work together. Because when you got no pads on, it's tough. I mean, you're promoting competitive natures and everything that you're doing, and you got to be able to work together. So I think the most impressive thing I'd say is they understood what the expectation was like, and they had the ability to work together even though we had no pads on.
You had them in the rain and the mud and the snow and a little bit of everything. I mean, you're kind of a tough dude. It was rainy today. Did you kind of want to take them outside?
No, we wanted to get ourselves. That's what we did that for. That was what January was all about. Now it's about really trying to focus in, keeping those core values to what you are and what your program's going to be based on. But now let's really start to work on the fundamental and the football skills, the things that we have an opportunity to do now.
Is there a feeling on day one that all eyes are on me? These guys are going to want to see what I'm all about?
I think that we're trying to say, hey, all eyes are on you guys. And that's ultimately what this is about. It's not about me. It's not about any one position. It's not about the quarterbacks. It's about this team. And we tell them all the time that, hey, it's going to take great players to win games. We know that. And we got great players. But it's going to take a team to win championships. And we want to be a team. And we want to win championships. And the whole objective is how do we do this thing together?
Can you talk a little bit about what went into your decision to hire Gino to do back here?
Well, I mean, Gino obviously was, I didn't really know him. I had obviously had some connections with him. It's just crazy how things kind of happened that I actually reached out to him asking about somebody else and didn't realize that he was, not only was he a running backs coach in the past, but now he was the offensive coordinator. And that's when kind of things just started to go off in my head. But I'd heard great things. I mean, Coach D'Antonio had called me originally about Gino and what he believed in him and what he's known of him, actually, even from coaching up at Central Michigan. So I can't tell you how happy I am to have an alumnus and a Hall of Famer. I'm kind of biased to some of those things that I know what kind of pride that those guys take in wearing the CPAW, and that means a lot to me.
So you reached out to Gino to ask him about somebody else?
Originally had reached out just not about this position, but even in the past in the whole hiring process, asking about somebody else and just getting some background on something, and that was really the first time that I had communicated with him.
What did he say? Hey, I'd be interested in that job.
No, he didn't even bring it up. That was the beautiful thing. Is the reality was it kind of sparked a light in me to realize who he was and what he was about, and he was really honest and straightforward, and that's the kind of people I like.
Is your staff highly caffeinated? Just seem like
Well, if they're not, they better be in some way. Again, we're no different than them. I know we're not 18 to 22-year-olds like these guys are, but the reality is we got a burning desire and a passion to play this game and coach this game. And for the first time, we actually got to come out here and actually have the opportunity to coach it and teach it and things like that. I hope we're incredibly passionate. I don't know if I hope we're more passionate than they are, but deep down inside, we better be every bit as passionate as they are about this game.
I assume you've seen physical differences in the team from when you first met them to today because of all the work.
Yeah, I mean, again, you've seen some changes. Now it's been a 4-month process of their bodies changing and the things that we expect them to do. And having 2 months off, it's a great opportunity to come in and start your own regime and your culture and the things that you're doing. Because guys instantly see some success. They see some changes. They see some things that their bodies have done different. And ultimately, that gives them the right mindset and helps them to believe in the things that we're doing for them.
people standing around on the sideline. I think all of us are saying, well, the tempo seems different. Is that a big thing that you're trying to stress?
There's no doubt. I mean, this game, everything we do, I think they would probably realize that from the workouts. everything in the program's got to be upbeat, up tempo, kind of on edge, all those kinds of things that you want around. It doesn't mean we run 125 plays a game or 100 plays a game, but the reality is that we practice that way. We're upbeat. You got to learn to play this game on the fly. The game is chaos. You get out there, whether they're slow down, it's still going to be some version of chaos when you get the crowd involved in it and everything going in this game, and you got to be able to handle that. And so we got to do our best job at preparing them for that. And how do you do that? By everything being upbeat, up tempo, putting as much pressure and stress on them as you can.
Lawrence Gibson can't practice with you, but he was here today. So you're walking around. Do you want him around as much as possible?
Any of those guys, Jarrell, those guys that are somewhat local that have an opportunity to be around here, we want them around, and they have some opportunities to be over here and working out, and just being involved is incredible for us, and we're going to use the advantages of being in that 50-mile radius, the state of Cincinnati, and the things we can provide for them from going away from home. So it's going to be a great asset to them as well as to us. Good.